So I'm making more of these round base molds for the spherical speakers. And because it's cold, I have to bring everything inside where it's warmer for the gel coat to harden a bit before I can come back out and lay up fiberglass in there. And then they'll have to go inside to harden after each step, basically. And one way to find the center of a circle is with a paper circle that you can fold in half. Having found the center of those two, I can use them to mark the centers of all the other identical ones. And then bigger holes get drilled in all of them. And they get glued onto the bottom of the spherical speakers as a base for it. And a couple layers of gel coat will glue this in place good enough. This one I was told to cut away as much of the flange area as possible. So that's what I'm doing here. Each speaker will get two independent electrical connections, one for each of the two drivers, so that we can test out different crossovers without taking everything apart each time. And the oscillating tool makes quick work of cutting some slots in this base that is for the one that I cut as much of the flange away as possible. I left these two tabs at the bottom that go into those slots. And then I use carpenter squares to keep the speaker as close to 90 degrees to the base as possible while I glue it in place with a little bit of gel coat before flipping it over and really gluing it solidly in place with some thickened resin. I have to take apart a whole bunch of these speakers to get parts for the spherical speakers. And one of these that hasn't been taken apart will be the control condition for our audio tests to see whether any of the changes I made with the spherical speakers does any good. So sadly, one by one, all of these speakers get their guts ripped out. It's a reverse assembly line. So the tweeter wire has to get fed through a little opening through the other part down to the base where the electrical connections are. And the big speaker also has a wire that gets threaded through the base. And this is what it looks like once it's done. And now I just go through the same steps to make a couple more of these. each one is just a little bit different. And so each one tests a different feature that we think might affect the audio quality. Which one would you rather have in your living room? Which looks the best?